Welcome to Clean Greens Living Radio. I'm your host today, Chris Mississippi. Let's take a moment really quickly to acknowledge our host, our very own Queen Bree. Is not here today. She's actually preoccupied with the willings and dealings to keep the lights on over here in Clean Green. So let's all say hello to Breon in spirit, and hopefully she's tuning in and she's watching. But welcome to Clean Greens Radio again. I'm your host, Chris, and welcome back to another week. Let's get caught up. First things first, let's talk about our youth farm. I believe Christina's going to join me from the farm in a few minutes here to give me an update. But we're going to talk about the youth farm and everything that's going on at the farm. And I'll update you guys on that. And there is my mom right on time. We also have a great guest for you guys today. I'll get into that a little bit later. But come on in, and join us. It's kind of awkward without Breon being here. I'm pretty much waiting for her to join the comments. I know she's watching, so this is gonna be a little different, guys. So bear with me. Oops. There we go. I got Daniel, so I'm not alone. So we have our market every Saturday, folks. If you don't know, we have the market right at New Hope Baptist Church in the Central District. There we go. There's Breon. So the last couple of weeks, we've had a little extra produce left over. So if you guys haven't been by the market, come on out to see us at New Hope Baptist. It's off of 23rd. No, actually, it's off of Yesler and 21st. I believe. Come on by, say hello to everybody, and grab some produce. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. 124 21st Avenue, Saturday from 11 to 2 p.m. Come on out. My mom and Breon. Thank you, Breon. Thank you. Daniel got me together there. So again, Clean Greens Living. Hopefully Christina will be joining us. Here we go. With an update from the farm. Christina, there we go. Live from Duval. Give us an update about what you got going on.
Did you like that view? Did you like that camera view?
That was a nice little view.
Have you ever seen on the top of my truck? There you go.
That's a farm truck, if I've ever seen one. You know.
How's everything at the farm? Everything at the farm is lovely. This past Saturday, our youth were able to come out and see what it's all about and where this produce is coming from, other than the garden space, because you know they're getting education in the garden, but that's not on the same scale as the farm. So we wanted to really show them what it's about. They loved it. Their job was to weed the corn, because that was like the most manageable thing to do. We have such a wide age range in our group, from the pre-K up to the high schoolers. And so they weeded the corn. They ran around and played in the corn. We took a little tour. They didn't know what lemon cucumbers were, which a lot of us don't. I never heard of them.
It was actually my first time seeing them. Yeah, this season.
Have you tried them?
I haven't. I don't even know where to start.
Even the ladies this morning, I cut one open. They had not experienced them either, and it's like a lot of stuff that we tend to stay away from. It starts when we're kids.
Oh, okay. Listen, go ahead. I'm sorry, I had to cut you off. Let's get into this farm chic you got going on. Breon said she wants to see the outfit, so pan out. Give it what we got. What's the outfit of the day tonight?
Okay, fine. Chris, my Ralph Lauren.
Okay.
Of course, it's thrifted, and I got on some fancy I don't. Oh, Hoka pants.
Nice, 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 nice. I
I
see.
thought
I
it was
see.
gonna be cold today, so I dressed appropriately, and can't forget my muddy Doc Martens.
Okay, yeah, you can't. It's not complete without the docs and the hat. The hat. It's always the hat too. We're here for the
The
hats.
hat, the hat. I gotta go to my charger. My volume just dropped. Um, these are not work boots, by the way. They're not waterproof. Boss, I need some waterproof boots.
There you go. Let her know. So I really quickly while I have you. So the youth came out last week to the farm. Not Amy Yee or not South Shore. They were at the farm, and there was a photographer there as well, and Breon as well.
Yes, yes. Breon was with us. Do you have the pictures would be great, but yes, Breon was with us. Teacher Samara. Um, so we did a little edible tour. Yay!
There you go. Don't come from my engineer. Yeah, we definitely have some pictures of
Hi,
that.
Daniel.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Daniel, I'm
yeah,
gonna bring you some produce soon. I promise.
that looks like Miles feeding the cows out there, and
No, Miles was playing with that cow like a dog. Do you hear me? He was scratching behind his ears and having a lot of fun with that cow. Why
okay,
is my phone not
it's a
charging?
blue screen over it, but that's the group. It was a nice size group out there. I even think there's a picture of Breon out there. I know she never misses a photo op, so uh, there we go. Okay, well, yeah. So anyway, any more updates, Christina? What can we expect from the market this week? Do you know? Do we have like a fresh sheet, a produce list, or what to expect? Is there anything that you
Um,
need?
can you still see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, what can we expect? What's our first sheet for the week? Oh, collards. Well, we'll have collards, yellow and green zucchini, um, carrots, fresh carrots, cauliflower. We got some more kohlrabi coming,
Okay.
so we need to look up some recipes or something. Another unfamiliar vegetable that we didn't grow up eating. Um, let's see. Oh,
That's
potatoes. Our potatoes are coming along.
potatoes ready.
Fingerling
Okay.
potatoes. I was just
Cool.
telling Breon that we have to actually purchase a potato harvester. So all this is new to me. I'm learning. But yeah, we have 3 color potatoes: purple, red, and white fingerling. And I think we got some beets coming. And today, Tommy is planting more Hakurai turnips, which are
Okay.
those small white turnips. So yeah, good things going
Nice.
on the farm. We're also gearing up to replant our fall crops and more lettuces next week.
Okay.
The storm did great things for the soil. It's nice and wet, and stuff is like blowing up because of even the weeds
Yeah.
blowing up
Yeah.
because of the rain. So the farm loved the rain.
Okay. Okay. So did the gardens. Amy, you looks very good. The sunflowers tripled in size. It
Yeah.
seems after the rain.
Yeah, I asked Breon, has she seen that humongous one yet? And she's talking about her photo shoot, her upcoming photo shoot with the sunflowers.
I know it's coming. My mom just said really quickly before we get out of here, potato harvester, is that a person or a machine?
Good question, Miss Perry. It's the tool.
Okay. Okay. So we need to get the machine. Brianna, I hope you heard that. And of course, she's talking about photo shoot. All right. Well, thank you, Christina. Thank you live from Duval. Christina, it wouldn't be possible for I have this beautiful produce without Christina and Tommy. So shout out to them for joining us. Thank you
And
again.
Gabe, our new team member.
And Gabe, welcome, Gabe. That's right. Gabe just joined us on the farm staff, and we're lucky to have him. So thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a good show.
You do the same. So thank you. We have our guest. Our guest today wears many hats, has many titles. Julie Chang Schulman. Yeah. So she is a community organizer, a culture advocate, as well as an MC right here from the PNW. So joining us today, let's bring her in, Julie C.
Peace. Thank you.
Ladies.
It's been a long time since I've been on Rainier Ave Radio, so I'm happy to be here. Excited to be invited.
We're very happy to have
Hopefully, we're gonna have some great little chit chat.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in. You have connections and roots to this theater and this station, correct? Like
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a small city. I feel like people who do organizing, do work in the city. Everyone knows Rainier Avenue Radio. Everyone's done something at Columbia City Theater. So it's just great to be back.
Okay,
Great to see it in this iteration of things.
I know everybody in Seattle knows Julie. So some of our viewers might not know Julie. So Julie, tell us a little bit about you, what you're all about, what you do.
I love to say I'm from Seattle hip hop. That's been a big part of my life for a really long time. I like to say I'm an old rapper lady, but I've been community organizing in Seattle through hip hop initially, and then in media advocacy, and just all different forms and functions of community empowerment, self-preservation, holistic healing, and however it unfolds.
Okay, nice. We got a shout out. Hi, Julie, from my boss Breon.
Hi, Breon.
Who can be with us today? You guys.
I'm excited to meet you. I've watched the podcast before. I love the conversation.
And we've all heard great things. Like I was telling you before, her and Deontay are super close. I was speaking to Deontay last week. He had great things to say about you too. So
Deontay's wonderful.
It's a small community, guys. It's a small community. And speaking of community, what do you have going on in the community? Are there any events that people can connect with you?
So yeah, definitely. Well, first I want to talk about Forever Safe Spaces. This is a social purpose sort of entity, cooperatively held social purpose corporation in Washington State, and our mission is to be for and by frontline artists as a force of self-preservation, of holistic healing, and of creative resilience, which is something that Seattle has a long lineage of. So we're just honored to be a part of that legacy. We hold 3 different studio spaces, creative spaces on Capitol Hill on 11th Avenue. And we have a program called Communities, which offers all kinds of free drop-in. If you want to do ceramics, if you want to do collage, if you want to do figure drawing, painting, we have open studio time. You can catch us at Art Walks 5 to 9 p.m. every second Thursday of the month. And we also do this event called On the Block, which is second Saturdays of the month throughout the spring and summer season, where we shut down 11th Avenue on Capitol Hill. It's a lot of vintage fashion. It's a lot of local brands and upcycled goods and art and music and just culture of the city.
That's very cool. I need to figure out a way that we can incorporate some produce, get some produce over there to you
guys.
We
do.
Let's link up and do some things. But yeah, so you said safe spaces?
Forever Safe Spaces. Yep. And I think I sent you the information in the show notes so people can check it out.
For sure. Tell us a little bit about I actually got a couple of things there. What, Blue Cone Studios?
Blue Cone Studios. This is one of our spaces. Yeah.
Okay.
The Blue Cone Studios was founded by my main partner, my ace. Shouts to Carolyn Hitt. That's my dog. And she founded this. This is prior to the pandemic. It's been about almost 10 years now, about 8 years long. And she was doing something called Tuesday Teas, which is how I first initially connected with her, which was just a free art drop-in where people from all over the city were coming and just coming together and sitting and making art together.
Nice.
And they would have short performances. And she was doing this thing that was super rare at the time in the city, where people were just dropping in and just catching little slots of studio time. So she was running a studio in there. And so a lot of my community was participating as far as like the hip hop artists. And so that's how we first connected. And then during the pandemic, I was doing advocacy around keeping our art spaces open. Because, of course, everybody in cultural organizing and in the quote unquote business of bringing people together was under real direct threat at the time. And so we connected during that time. Our block became sort of the front lines, the Capitol Hill Occupied protest. And I also have an abolitionist background. And so it was just a lot of different forces that converged that brought us together. And now here we are 4 years later, and we call it Forever Safe Spaces, with really safety not as the promise, but rather the process.
Nice. And we got the link right up there for you guys if you want to check it out and follow and stay in tune. So you hosted what it's called On the Block, correct?
Yes, On the Block. So On the Block it's part of our umbrella, our ecosystem, we like to say, because we're not just one entity. We're kind of like a conglomerate of a lot of different independent and autonomous creative initiatives, creative spaces. But On the Block is a partnership between us, Throwbacks Northwest, shouts to Rio, one of the very well-known vintage sportswear spots in Seattle. Vermilion Art Gallery, shouts to Diana Adams, the owner of Vermilion. Vermilion is one of the few remaining spots that does like artistically risky, community-led programming in their bar and gallery. She's an institution on the block. We love her.
Nice.
And Mediums Collective, who joined us this year as like real partners and curators. They're celebrating their first year anniversary on the Hill. You might know them from Fremont Fridays. It's Caesar and Roger. They're two brothers, and they just do incredible work and add value to all they do. So I have a real powerhouse team as far as that goes. Like I couldn't be more thankful.
Sounds like it. Sounds like one big community there. I told you she's connected. She knows, what's going on in Seattle, and we're so happy to have you today with us as a guest. Let's kind of talk about what's been going on lately. The super blue moon.
The super blue moon. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I shouldn't be IGing and driving at the same time, but I was talking about that on the way here a little bit. I'm not like I'm an amateur. I'm not an astrologist. I'm not super studious, but every single astrology blog, podcast, everyone has been talking about the super blue moon because there's a lot of things happening right now, a lot of different alignments, convergences, blah, blah, blah. But what I just said on my live and what I'm going to say to you is I think maybe it's a time of not intellectualizing the things and just filling into the intuition, releasing maybe what is no longer necessary. And I'm just getting ready for this next iteration of things. It's going to be Virgo season. It's going to be time to get into the details and really put down the 10 toes to the pavement. And I'm kind of feeling that right now.
See that, and I'm like so green when it comes to this topic. So I'm just following. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm more like, I didn't even notice. I don't know if I saw it or exactly what I was supposed to be looking at.
The full moon.
Yeah, because this is how illiterate I am. I'm like, it's not blue, right? I think a lot of people out there.
I don't know why it's called blue either. Right. To tell you the
super
truth.
Blue,
because there's so many different systems and ways of looking at it and mythologies and things. I mean, really, astrology is just another way of creating meaning, right? And that process of creation. This is why, like, as an artist, maybe my perspective is a little tainted, but to me, it's the power is in that intuitive process of creativity, and that's why we hold the spaces that we do. We believe that, like, the process of making art, which intertwines with the process of making meaning, is inherently valuable. And sometimes I geek out and do get into like, okay, this is conjunct this, and the Venus is here, and the moon is blah. But, it really is just tapping into the cycles and ecosystems that we are all a part of. And astrology just gives us a language to do that with.
Okay. Well, Breon said she saw it yesterday and intellectualized everything.
I feel you, Breon.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So I guess I was feeling some things. I also heard that Mercury.
What were you? Well, let's talk about what you were feeling.
Hang on. Let's skip over that. Not too much, Julie. I heard Mercury was in retrograde again. I don't really know exactly what that means either. I know that's when people are usually like not themselves.
Yeah, Mercury in retrograde gets a really bad rap. Like literally, what it means astrologically is just that the planet Mercury appears to be moving backwards in the sky. But of course, that's just an illusion from where we sit, right? Like it's not really moving backwards. It's just our little place on planet Earth. It looks like it's going in this direction where it's actually not. And so the symbology of that being that things can be, and Mercury being a planet of communication, things can be a little sticky or not as they appear. But really, I found that when it comes to Mercury retrograde, it's really when you're trying to do too much externally that you run into the problems. I think that Mercury retrograde is actually a really great time to go inward and sort of regroup, reground. And if you kind of fight that flow, that's when you run into things.
Okay, it would make sense. Forever safe space, because I feel like this is a safe space right now. It's all about being in the know, guys. So feel free to ask questions. Speaking of, what did Breon say? We have a guest that has Chris sharing. Please come back, Julie.
Yeah,
Chris. No, he tried it.
No, he didn't quite go into it. He didn't quite go into it. You said you were feeling something. What were you? Would you share a little bit about maybe what you were feeling?
Well, I see my mother is here. She said,
"Shout out to Mom." Look,
I saw the full moon too. It was beautiful. That's right, Mom. I'm glad you saw it back. She's in Georgia, so I wonder what that looked like for you. Because moonrise, I think for you guys was like 2:56 p.m. If I'm not mistaken.
So what was surfacing for you?
Oh, really? We're doing this
on this moon. I have backup right here. I've seen in the chat. Okay. We got Breon. We got Mama Tyler Perry.
I was feeling like the people around me were acting kind of different. The people around me were acting strange. Breon, are you here for this? The people around me were acting strange and different, and it was kind of throwing me off because their energy was kind of like, taking over mine. So I attribute that to the blue moon because it was some very new energy at that too. I wasn't used to that.
Are you someone that feels like super impacted by the energy of those around you? Like,
yeah. And I wish not so much. I like to practice the art of dispassion. I haven't gotten very good at it because I'm usually affected by, what's going on, especially
you
if I'm
called it the
close.
art of dispassion.
Right.
Okay, break that down. I would love to hear it.
That's being able to uh sit with someone when they're going through something, or even be an outlet for them without taking it on and taking it home with you.
Gotcha.
That's hard, 'cause especially if it's someone you care about and they're telling you about what's going on, you kind of take a little bit of that with you.
Would you define that in opposition with compassion, dispassion?
Well, yeah, because I don't want it to get a bad rap. I think knowing when to practice dispassion is a good thing. I don't think you should just lead with it, walking around and be like, well, not my problem. Obviously, not that right. But I mean, I think it helps to have a nice balance of the two.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. That's I've never heard that framework of it. I hear people talk about the art of detachment, but it seems like to even sit with someone and want to be in a space of listening is already an act of compassion.
Yeah.
So like carrying those two things simultaneously is
it's like
the art, I guess.
The way it was explained to me is like when you go to a movie, you can go to that movie and enjoy everything that's going on in the scenes, all of these emotions, take it all with you, but have the emotional intelligence to understand that you're leaving it at the theater when you're leaving. So it's kind of like that. I guess it kind of sounds cold.
I don't think it necessarily sounds cold. It's,
okay.
Cool.
Breon, I thought you wanted to talk. What happened to this by Chris now? Okay, that's fine. My uncle.
Your
Elliot,
mama said empath.
My mom.
In the chat.
Okay, can we put this up here, Daniel? What Breon just said? Well, my mom.
Daniel's putting you on blast here. We're getting all the.
I agree, though. I'd be the same way too, learning how to separate from the situation but still care and be helpful. That's right.
I think that's so vital because I think especially if you work in community, because you have to have that compassion and it's so human to be impacted by it all. But if you internalize and take everything on in that really personal way, like that's the way we burn out. I feel like it's such a common shared challenge in the work of connection, period. Agreed. Whether it be like, individual relationships or, friend circles or family, but especially when it comes to like the community work, then it's like amplified. It's a lot.
Agreed. And that's heavy stuff, heavier than I wanted to get today. So thank you, Brianna.
You're the one that brought up the moon.
I didn't,
you brought up the moon.
True.
The moon brings up the things.
So. I walk right into that. First, let me not forget, guys, our honey. If you guys want to support Clean Greens and everything we have going on, we have honey at the market available. Come buy some of this honey. We have a bee installation at Seward Park. We have 4 boxes this year, so it's going strong. We have plenty of honey, so shout out to Show and everybody at the market team. Come on out and see us. Again, that address is 21st Street. I'm so bad, Daniel. Thank you. It is 124 21st Avenue in front of New Hope Baptist Church in the CD from Saturdays from 11 to 2. So come out, please, and grab some of this produce and honey.
Is it every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So next Saturday, because our next event On the Block is September 10th.
Okay.
That'll be our finale of On the Block, and it'll kind of be a family affair. We are really ran by our artist community, so a lot of the people that have been holding down our security, our staffing, they're going to be performing. It's going to be a hell of a lineup. But I was going to say, y'all should bring some honey down, set up a booth.
Definitely.
After you do your morning thing, come by in the afternoon. We'll make sure you have space, and
Let's talk a look at Bria. Julie must come back when I'm here. All caps. Yeah. Well, that's good.
I would love to.
I agree. She's been great. Great guest. So let's talk about that for sure. Getting some honey and some produce, just linking all together because you're out in the community. We're out in the community. I'm sure we can connect on some things
for sure.
And thank you for being so kind to be my guest.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, the Julie C. Is there anything you want to tell people before we get out of here where they can see you before next On the Block, which is again September 10th? September 10th.
Yep. Okay. I'm trying to, I should have this like off the top of my, I don't think that I have a thing. We'll be open for Art Walk, which is the Thursday before the 10th. It'll be the second Thursday of the month. But if you follow, there'll be links. But if you follow me, Julie C on Instagram or Blue Cone Studios on Instagram or any of the links below, you will find a calendar, and we have just multiple events that people can drop by. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to register. You can just come through, experiment with art, and do, do something different. Maybe y'all would come do a honey workshop. I don't know what that would look like, a honey workshop.
Yeah, we
but
can
y'all
put
could
it
host
together.
a honey workshop at the studio.
For sure. My family is going crazy today. My uncle said he's definitely experienced the shift in people's energy. That's right. It was
Is that in the chat?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So my uncle Elliot, he's up higher. And then my mom said, "What's Julie's hip hop name?"
It's just Julie C. It's just Julie -C. Usually there's a hyphen in my name.
Okay. Julie
but yeah,
C.
you can find me on all places the music is streamed. I just released an album earlier this year in April. That's a weird little hip hop album, you know, these days. We really believe in like artist process versus product. I do it to feed my soul, you know. I believe these creative industries is ran by the corporations now, is not built for, you know, our thriving. And so encourage everyone to make art. But if you will listen to my art, I will be so honored.
My mom said, "Congratulations on your album."
Thank you.
Breon said, "Good show. She should leave more often." I'm not listening to you, Breon. Well, we have a intro. We have music. The intro is an instrumental. Maybe you can pin Julie got bars. Maybe she can pin our intro. You know, maybe we can work on that.
Definitely, I'll send you stuff for the intro.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna hold you to it. We got that on camera, Daniel. Make sure we save that to the files. And okay, I think what am I forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Again, thank you guys for always tuning in. We did not have Breon here today. She was deeply missed. She was definitely here in more than spirit in comments. So thank you, Breon, for joining us. We couldn't do this without you.
Now we have a couple more minutes. I wanted to ask, because you talked about my music. I mean, you, from my understanding, also have like a history with hip hop, right? Did you see how he narrowed his eyes at me?
There we go.
Everyone saw that on camera. He's not trying to share. But I'm curious about that. I would love to hear your journey from, you know, I know we only have 4 minutes, right? But like, give us the overview.
Okay, so really quickly, because we have like actually less than 4. I used to think I was a rapper. I used to want to be a rapper, and my name was Mississippi.
Hey,
that's what she wanted to do. All right, thank you guys for always tuning in and being loyal to the soil right here at Clean Greens Living. Thank you, Julie C, for coming out and hanging out with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Breon, we will see you next week. We will see everybody next week. Tune in. Thank you, Daniel.